Warning! The following video features stunts performed either by complete idiots or under the supervision of complete idiots to ensure the safety of performers and animals alike. Accordingly, YouTube and the producers must insist that no one attempt to recreate or reenact any of these stunts or activities. Alright kids, here we are out on the road again, and we got our special guest with us this time. This is Adam, and we're in his new car, and we're gonna see what this sumbitch can do. So you go ahead and do your thing. So here we go. Yeah, baby.
Fuck yeah. I didn't think this thing would get it. I really didn't.
Well, there you have it. That's the proof right there.
Hell yeah.
There's still plenty more too, just not right now.
Not at night.
Well, since this is your first time in one of our videos, you're probably not too familiar with what we do in these, but we like to tell stories, and a couple of the ones you told back at the house I thought were YouTube worthy, so if you don't mind sharing them with the world, let's hear them.
Which one?
Start with the one with the car on the mountain. That was my favorite.
Yeah. If you ever get the chance to put an axle in a car on the side of a fucking mountain, don't do it. Especially in the snow.
Yeah.
My old car blew an axle on a mountain. A fucking mountain. It's already 2 feet of snow, and then it starts to snow when I go to replace it. Wouldn't sit still. It slid down the mountain, just a wee bit. Then it took out almost took out 2 trees. Put 2 dents in my car. On a fucking mountain. It was cold. Mind you, we're on a fucking mountain.
Yep.
But I got her fixed.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah, don't try this shit at home. Can I say shit?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. It's YouTube.
Who gives a fuck?
If it's anything majorly offensive, I'll just bleep it out.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do that?
Hell yeah, I edit all of this stuff.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
What size tires you got?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I have no fucking idea.
Tires.
What kind of car is this again?
It's an 89 Acura Legend, 2.7 V6.
There you go.
5-speed. Oh, there's my turn.
All right. Well, I think we're going to end this segment right here.
Yeah, I see that.
So, we'll pick this up a little later. All right, we're back. It's a different night, but we're picking up the video here, you know, since Adam was only with us for a short time, and we're on, I think this was what, ski slope road?
Yeah.
And it is sure like a ski slope, because we were going practically straight up right before we started rolling. We actually had to lock her in 4-wheel just to make it. And I can guarantee this is somewhere we've never been before.
No. And choose your poison.
Looks like we're gonna make a left. So here we go.
And I don't think we need 4-wheel drive
Once we
anymore.
get up here on the flat, yeah, go ahead and take that out. There we go. All right, now we're moving again. We're coming up on Greenland Road, and I say that's gonna be our next turn. Cause fuck it, why the hell not? It looks like it goes somewhere, so we're gonna try it. So, let's see. Last time we were together, Adam told a story about being stuck on the side of the mountain.
Side of a side of a motherfucking mountain.
Yeah, so, what are we gonna do for this one?
I don't know. We've already told our stories about us getting stuck and shit, so.
Yeah. Well, let me see here. remember one time, this isn't really about getting lost, but it's about, you know, going somewhere that I certainly had never been before at that time. I've been there lots of times since then, but the very first time I ever went out Route 35 was with my dad years ago. And we had an old 87 Plymouth Caravelle back then. And the first time I was ever out through there that I can recall,
Yeah.
he was driving this thing, and it's a very, very windy road.
Yeah.
And he was going about 85 on that shit. Just howling around the turns, you know, just driving like an absolute fucking nut. And I forget exactly where we were going. It was somebody's house that lived in Thompsontown. And we decided, you know, to take, you know, the back road to get there. So that's what we did. And yeah, 85. Yeah, the whole way from Shea Gap to Thompsontown.
Yeah, on a road kind of like this.
Very similar to this indeed. And, fuck it, I want to go left. But, yeah, you know. And I remember holding on for dear life. Because, you know, this thing was an old piece of shit. Even back then it was an old piece of shit. And hanging on for dear life. You know, whipping around the turns. You know. And we eventually got to the place. And drove the exact same fucking way on the way back. You know. It was some friend of his that he was going to go see. And, you know, I wasn't really particularly interested in being there, but, you know. And, yeah, so that was a holy fuck story.
Yeah, I rode with his dad twice. That was 2 times I did never. That was 2 times. That was
2 more times.
2 more times than I wanted to ride with.
Data unavailable.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was enough for me. Because it was balls to the wall. Hurry the fuck up and get there right the fuck now. And who gives a shit if something flies out of the truck? Just keep fucking going.
And I already told the story about my neighbor going 90 up Ferguson Valley Road. We're in Celia, wherever that is. But another case of the can't drives is my cousin. And, you know, over the years, you know, he's had several different cars and stuff. He's had a couple of different motorcycles. And, my other cousin gave him a Jeep Wrangler one time because he was going off to college. He didn't want it anymore. Gave him a Jeep Wrangler. You know, it was a 5-speed, you know. And he took this thing somewhere way up in the hills in the thickest, gloppiest mud you could imagine.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, this was a completely stock Jeep. It wasn't fixed up or jacked up or nothing like that. It was all stock. And he's taking this thing through the glop. Burnt the transmission clean out of that fucker. Destroyed the clutch, everything. Just they're romping on it through the mud.
Yep, if they're not built to do that shit, they won't take it.
Well, he learned that the hard way.
I mean, we learned our dumb fuck moves, but
I mean, he was, back then, he was younger than we are now when that happened.
young and dumb and full of cum.
Basically, yeah. And, of course, this was, you know, a long, long time ago by now. But, recently, him and his wife, you know, they were, you know, in their car. They had a Mercedes. And, they were minding their own business, you know. And this other car was coming the other direction and swerved to miss hitting somebody else, slid across the pavement and hit them.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, nobody was hurt severely, you know. And the other person even admitted it was their fault, so, you know.
Well, yeah, you hit somebody or you rear end somebody, it's your fault.
Well, he didn't rear end him,
I
he hit
know.
him smack in the front, but yeah, you know. Because he came across the road and slid right into them sideways.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but, you know. Totally destroyed that Mercedes. I mean, the thing was only like a 99, when it was an older one. It wasn't, you know, it was nice, but it was old and already wore out.
Yeah, it was a Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah. Now it ain't.
Nope. Now it's probably a 6x6 cube in some scrapyard by now.
Yeah. I mean, that thing had, you know, built-in GPS and all the good shit that they had back in 99.
Yeah.
You know. I can remember when my uncle first got that thing. That was like his pride and joy, you know.
Yeah.
He had his expensive Mercedes that my aunt totally didn't want him to buy. And
I can understand your aunt's perspective on that. I sure the hell wouldn't want a fucking Mercedes. I mean, my car is based off a Mercedes, but it's not a Mercedes.
Now, my uncle is one of those types where if he can have it, he will.
Yeah.
And I remember when he first got it, and you know, he would play with all the stuff and show me how it works, and he, you know, it was one of the first talking GPSs.
Mm-hmm.
And my God, was that thing fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Like, I just got, you know, your basic Garmin, you know, it talks, but it's not, you know, naggy.
Yeah.
That thing is naggy. And the biggest annoyance of, you know, anybody that's ever been in that car will, you know, attest to this. You know, especially my grandmother. She hated it the most out of anybody. If you miss your turn, or take a different route, or do anything that thing doesn't think you're supposed to be doing, it will incessantly say, if possible, make a U-turn.
Yeah.
If possible, make a U-turn. If possible, make a U-turn. And it'll keep doing that until you either turn it off or you actually do it.
Yeah.
It's not like, say, for example, a Garmin, it'll just recalculate your route.
Yep.
You know? No, you deviate from the route you set at all, that thing would not shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing he used to do in that car that I remember, he had a very, shall we say, unusual taste in music. And one of the ones I remember very distinctly, he would play this bagpipe CD.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if he's still into that sort of thing, but at that time, he had a bagpipe CD, and he played that thing the whole way from wherever it is we were going, or where we left to, wherever it is we were going. The whole trip is what I'm trying to say here.
Oh.
You know? And I'm sitting there thinking, oh God, kill me. Turn this shit off.
I'd kill it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah. That was a thing.
Yeah, I'd be wanting to destroy that fucking CD player.
And speaking of annoying cars, my aunt had an old Nissan Pathfinder. And it wasn't that annoying unless you, like, left the door open and the key in and had this teeniest little tinkly ding, 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 ding that would go off until you corrected the situation.
Yes.
And she was the type, she would, you know, get in the car, forget something in the house, go back in and get it and leave the door open, and this thing would just be going off, going off,
Yes.
going off, going off.
The older Nissans were like that, and also the Nissan Maximas, if they were, you know, the fully fucking loaded Maxima, they had a system built into the vehicle. Say you left your lights on, or you left your turn signal on. Driving down the road, and you already made the turn, and it didn't automatically cancel out your turn signal. It would say, your lights are on, 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 your right turn signal's on, right turns on, right turns on,
Yeah.
right turns on. yellow light out, your left brake light's out,
That would be annoying as fuck.
your left marker light's out, your right headlight's out, and it would, your oil's low, your washer fluid's low, just anything from the front fucking bumper to the rear bumper. If it knew there was something wrong with that goddamn car, it would hound you until either you A, turned it the fuck off, or until you got it fixed.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin Dwayne had one, and that goddamn thing, he got so fucking pissed off, he found out where that son of a bitch was, and he just unplugged it. Just yanked the motherfucker out.
I would have done the same fucking thing. That would have irritated the living hell out of me.
My grandfather hated riding in that car because no matter what, there was oil in it. It had a low oil pressure sensing unit, or it had a low oil pressure sensor in it. The sensor was bad. Driving down the fucking road, your oil level's low, your oil level's low, your oil levels are low. Dwayne would just crank the fucking radio up louder, and that would just piss my grandfather off more and more.
And speaking of annoying cars,
Yeah.
trying to remember who it was that I knew had a car that, like, every little thing you did, it would set off the warning buzzer. I'm trying to remember who that was. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, like, if the door wasn't shut the whole way, it would go off. If the trunk wasn't shut, it would go off, you know? I mean, I understand to some degree why a car would need that shit, but, you know,
But the new,
there's a such thing as too much.
yeah, the new Fords, you know how normal Ford would either, you all right back here?
Anyway, what?
You know how a normal Ford would either be a buzzer or a dinger?
Yeah.
No, the newer Fords, it's doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, they
And
make
you
a
leave
bunch
the
of weird noises.
fucking goddamn lights on. Doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. It's like, you motherfucker, I ought to just punch the shit out of you until you shut up.
That's like this truck here. It just has a makes a little ding noise when
Yeah.
something comes on. It's not that bad. My other one, though, you know, it was 2 years older than this one. It still had a buzzer.
Uh-huh.
And we ripped that thing the fuck out because it was irritating as hell. You know, lights are on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick the key in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, rip that sumbitch out.
But,
This one isn't near as annoying.
my car, the only thing that it does is whenever your low gas light, or when your low fuel light comes on, it'll ding once, or it'll beep once.
That's what this thing does. Like the gas light or the washer fluid light comes on, it'll make one sound and that's it. It doesn't do it incessantly.
But if you're driving down the road, normal cases in a vehicle, you have 40 miles to find a gas station once a gas light comes on.
On
Normal
average.
cases, depending on the make, the model, and how many of what miles per gallon you get.
Right.
But you have 40 miles to find a gas station to get gas. Well, my car will set that off every 5 miles. Just one ding. It doesn't do this whenever you hit any other button. Say for the to turn the AC on, it won't do it when you turn the AC on, but when you turn the rear defrost on, it'll beep. That's it.
One thing my mother's car does that's annoying. If her driver's side seatbelt clicker acts up sometimes, like the little electrical doodad that in there, and the warning beeper for that will go off. Will go off like every 5 miles.
Yeah.
It makes it does that little like bam 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 thing. And
Yeah.
It's like, shut the fuck up.
Well, we're pretty much approaching the 17-minute mark.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and end this segment here, and maybe if we think of some more annoying car stories, we'll come back.
Yeah. Trust me, we'll be back.
All right, we're back. And we're on our way to Chambersburg to go to Walmart. It's 20 miles out of our fucking way, but fuck it.
Speed run.
That's right. Speed run that shit to Walmart. I love how the GPS says the speed limit here is 55, but over there it says it's 35.
I wanted that.
What?
Chapstick.
How the hell am I supposed to fucking know what you want?
Fuck you.
Say so. Fuck you.
Speed run.
Turn right on Lincoln Highway.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's what we're doing right the fuck now. And I gotta find where the fucking turn is.
Well, sure the fuck ain't there, because that's a dead end.
I see that. It's right the fuck here. I mean, this is not a place we usually travel. As I've been to Chambersburg a grand total of never. So yeah, that's where we're going.
Here, babe.
Here we go. On our way, completely out of our way, to go to Walmart.
In 1.5 miles, turn left on Lincoln Way West.
Yep.
So that's where we're going. And you know what? Since we're on the subject, goofy shopping stories.
Oh, shit.
I mean, we talked about annoying car stuff. I think it's for this segment, weird shopping stories.
Ah! Oh, my ear just popped.
Yeah, because we're going up the fucking mountain.
On the side of a fucking mountain.
Right.
All right. Lead the way, Tater.
And, well, I think I already told most of the stuff that's happened to me on my job, so I think I'll talk about some stuff that happened when I wasn't working. And I was at a different store in the same chain that I work for one time. I was there shopping, looking for, I don't even remember what I was looking
Quarters of a
for.
mile, turn left on Lincoln Way West.
Fuck you, lady. Anyway, I was,
Speed run.
yeah, I was back in the electronics section looking for something. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was replacing the mouse that I bounced off the desk and broke because I was pissed off about something. Oh shit, that's what I was doing. And I'm back there browsing. I'm, wearing my usual not give a fuck attire of sweatpants and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm back there looking, at the computer peripheral rack. And this guy comes up to me and starts asking me for help.
Oh my God.
Of course, I was nice about it and I helped him anyway because he was asking me a question about a router. So, I gave him his answer, it's like, okay, there you go, see you, bye.
Shoo, get the fuck out of here.
Right. One, I wasn't, working that day.
Turn left on Lincoln Way West.
Two, I was in the wrong damn store.
Now, hold on a second. Before, we're in one of the highest elevation, 2,123 feet. We are on one of the highest elevations in Pennsylvania.
That's awesome.
And that's that bar your dad was telling me about that I ought to go to.
Yeah.
It's like, really? I really don't feel like driving all the way up to bumfucked Egypt to go to a fucking bar.
Well, you know how he is.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, that was one weird ass thing that happened to me on a shopping trip.
Speed run?
Yeah. Speaking of which,
Oh, thanks, honey. I love you too.
one time, years ago, when I was just a wee little shit, I was at Walmart with my grandmother and this girl that we knew from the church that we went to. She was a friend of mine back then. We were screwing around in Walmart, running around like a couple little hellions.
Not you, no.
Oh, hell no, not me.
Ah,
It was
Pepper.
back in the clothes section. We were running around in between the clothes racks, carrying on, throwing a fit, shit that, little kids do. We were probably about 6-7 years old, something like that. And we came around the same clothes rack at the same time and plowed right into each other. Gave myself a nice goose egg. Yeah. So that was another weird ass thing that happened to me on a shopping trip.
Well, not to get off the subject of shopping fucked upness, but I was on my way down this very mountain, and as you can see, there's a sign that says runaway truck ramp half mile ahead. Okay? There's this tractor trailer on my fucking ass, blaring his fucking horn at me, flashing his fucking high beams at me from the very top of the fucking mountain. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Come on, seriously? I'm doing 55 mile an hour down here, okay? And we get to that sign, and he points at the sign, because he couldn't see the front of the truck. He wound up going down into that fucking runaway truck ramp.
Yeah.
And there's barrels at the very end full of sand. Well, those sons of bitch, all of a sudden I see those sons of bitches shoot straight up in the fucking air. And all I see is just cloud of smoke. After that.
That's a new one.
Then I get about a half mile down the road, and here comes 5 state troopers barrel-assing up the fucking road. Fire trucks shortly after him, an ambulance after that. And it's like, oh my God, that guy's probably fucking dead or halfway there.
Holy shit.
Yeah. That was an interesting day.
I guess. Holy hell.
Turned to find out, I was going to my ex-girlfriend's that particular day. I turned the local news on down in New Oxford. That's where my girlfriend lived. My ex-girlfriend lived. Turned the local news on, here to come to find out the guy lost his brakes. He blew an airline at the top of the mountain, trying to slow down to go around the turn. Blew an airline, and he lost his brakes. So he had none.
I'll be damned.
Come to find out, the guy suffered a broken leg, broken collarbone, and fractured a vertebrae in his neck.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, you know, all things considered, in fact, the matter is, he was lucky, all things considered.
Yeah,
you know?
he survived.
Yeah.
But
That could have ended a hell of a lot worse.
yeah.
So, yeah. Alright. Well, we're still 17 miles away from Walmart.
But anyway, go ahead, Margaret.
I forget where I left off.
You were talking about you, your Graham, and your friend at Walmart.
Well, that was pretty much the end of that story,
Oh,
you know.
okay.
There wasn't really much else to go with that, but
Continue on Lincoln Way West.
yeah. You got any weird shopping trip stories that we haven't already told in past videos? Because I'm drawing a blank here for a minute.
No,
No?
not that I can remember right at the moment.
Well, let me see here. See if I can rustle another one up. Well, there's one that, you know, we've already showcased. Speaking of trips to Walmart, you know, that video. You know, we've talked about the story behind that before. You know, it was a fucking blizzard.
Yeah.
You know, we were out being a couple of dumb fucks. You know, because that's what we do best.
Ignored and dumb fuck.
Right. You know what? We'll deviate away from the shopping trip thing a little bit since you said that. Earlier today, when we're recording, we were trying to make a set of videos so I have a backlog, you know, of our gaming videos. We did 4 videos, one after the other, back to back to back. We played Super Mario 3, Marble Madness, Tetris 2, and Mario Andretti Racing for Sega Genesis. And we got through the whole thing and realized that the mics weren't working.
Yeah. So
there we had 4 videos we had to throw out.
Yeah, you seen us talking, but you couldn't hear a fucking word we were saying.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking what happened was whenever we were moving stuff around, you know, trying to plug shit in and get it set up, we must have unplugged one of the mic cables and that just fucked it up enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's 4 videos that we'll have to redo at some point. But
yeah,
oh,
unfortunately.
you know what? Getting back to fucked up shopping trips.
Okay.
Back when, you know, Circuit City was still around.
Yeah.
I was in there with somebody. We were going in there because they were having a big clearance sale. This was right around the time that
They were getting ready to close.
down. So that was the time I bought my Action Replay Max. Well, we were in this place, and elsewhere in the store, there was some guy being a loud asshole. And since all this shit was on clearance anyway, and we were about to check out and leave, I grabbed the first thing I could find on the shelf and wailed it across the store at that guy. It landed like 3 feet away from him, and he shut the fuck up in a hurry.
I'll bet.
Yeah. I forget what it was I threw. I think I threw like a copy of like TurboTax or something like that. You know?
Here, go do your taxes and shut the fuck up.
Just took that shit, pegged it across the store. But yeah, that was another fucked up shopping trip. We're now 14 miles away from Walmart. Yeah, the only reason we're even in this area in the first place is because we were running out of gas and we stopped at the gas station, and I thought, you know what, I just remembered I wanted to get some shit at Walmart tonight.
Wonder where the closest Walmart is. Chambersburg?
Yep, so that's where we're going. But, yeah. And, let's see, other weird shopping trip stories. Can't really think of anything right now.
I'm really drawing a blank.
Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing on that one. Yeah, but before when we were, you know, complaining about annoying things that certain cars do, I was trying to think of some more of those. And one thing that I was thinking of is how this freaking seatbelts like to lock up.
Yeah.
Now I understand that's a safety feature, but I'm not talking about like whenever you slam on the brakes or you're in a wreck or something.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when you're just trying to put your fucking seatbelt on and it hooks, or you know, you're going around a turn, or you step on the gas too hard and it like constricts you like a fucking anaconda.
Yeah.
You know, that fucking pisses me off when it does that. And on that same subject of seatbelts being fucktarded, I got a relative, you know, she's an older relative, and I won't say who she is. It's not my grandmother, I'll say that much. But, because if it was her, I'd say it in a heartbeat. But anyway, every time we take her anywhere, she always pulls the seatbelt out as far as it'll go and then clicks it and then wonder why it fucking locks up.
Mm-hmm.
And we keep explaining to her, just pull it across your body and click it, and it won't do that. Then it won't pull back on you like that and, you know, hold you up against the seat and squish the shit out of you. Yeah, but you can't get that through her head. And you know what, since I'm on that subject, I'm going to change gears a little bit, the dumb shit that old people do.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Just yesterday, as a matter of fact, it's at my grandmother's place. And we were sitting there, you know, minding our own business. We were, you know, we were watching American Pickers. And her one neighbor comes and knocks on the door.
Mm-hmm.
And she's complaining because the CBS station she was watching looked too dark. and she wanted to see if it was dark on my grandmother's TV.
Seriously? Your grandmother has a newer television?
No,
Probably.
No. Matter of fact, no.
Oh.
Same TV, practically. Not the same one, but same kind of TV. But turned it on that station, yeah, it was kind of dark.
Huh.
But the cable company where my gram lives is like really lame.
Yeah.
They have multiple of the same station. Like there's different CBS stations, there's different ABC stations, so on and so forth. And if you have a modern day TV, you can pick up all the digital stations and not just the analog stations.
Right, yeah.
And you get all the substations.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently, no one ever explained to this lady that you have to reprogram your TV once in a while if you have cable and you don't have a cable box.
Yeah, you do.
So I did that for her.
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough, I was able to get her all the digital stations she wasn't utilizing before, and there were alternative CBS stations with much clearer pictures.
Mm-hmm.
This lady is originally from England.
Oh boy.
So trying to, for those of you, who are not familiar, with the international language barrier between the US and, the UK, even though you're both speaking English, there's a lot of stuff that gets lost whenever you're trying to explain something to someone from one side or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept trying to explain to her that...
We're approaching 17.
Yeah, well, whatever. It'll just be an audio blip. But anyway, I was trying to explain to her that, okay, you have more channels now and you can use these substations. And like, okay, here's the channel you were watching. Here is a CBS channel on a different station. I was programming the TV to channel, I don't even remember what the exact number was. Just for instance, let's say it was number 2.6.
Yeah.
Just for instance. She kept thinking I was putting it on 26, and she's saying, well, that's not what it was before. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, that's not what was on 26 before. I'm like, that's not 26, that's 2.6. It's two different things. I had to stand there for 10 minutes and explain to this lady, your channels haven't changed, you just now have more of them that you weren't able to access before.
Yeah.
And I thought I had her straightened out. I said, you can keep watching your old shitty looking picture station, or you can watch one of these digital stations that are in, 720p HD.
Yeah.
Take your pick. And I finally got through her head, that it was two different channels. So I left thinking, okay, everything's fine. I go back into my grandmother's place, sit down, we were getting ready to make something to eat. There's another knock at the door. It's the same lady. She said, why is my channel 24 blue? Like, what do you mean channel 24 is blue? So I go over and look. She's on channel 2.4.
Oh my God.
That's a dead station. Like, that's not 24, that's 2.4. So I dial the TV into channel 24 for her.
Uh-huh.
I think it was TNT or something that she wanted to watch a movie. And I had to explain everything again that I just explained 10 fucking minutes ago.
Aww.
Now, coincidentally, at the same time, the lady that works in the building as the manager overheard most of what was going on, and she's all but trying not to laugh in my face when I come back down the hall. And I said to her, you need to put that lady back on the boat.
1919.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is a very nice lady. I know who she is. She has relatives that live near me. But just, my terminology versus what she understands were just different enough that she couldn't quite grasp what I was saying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain it in, American, because that's all I know.
Right.
And she's thinking, British talk, even though she's been in this country for God knows how long, So yeah. Anywho, we're about 7.5 miles away from Walmart, so I think we're going to take a break here and come back a little later.
Okay, yeah, we're at the 20-minute mark now, so
Yipst.
we'll catch you here shortly.
All right. All right, we're back. We kind of ran out of stories for tonight because we're almost back to home base now after about an hour and a half getting back from Chambersburg.
Yeah.
But just to kind of end the video tonight, I don't know how many parts this is going to be because I have no idea how long we've been talking. But as per usual, you know, I like to give little updates and, you know, give some feedback to you guys. And, you know, it's still January, and anything that you want to see us do, leave it in the comments below. You know, any suggestions for stuff you'd like to see us talk about, or if you have questions for us you want us to answer, do that. If you have requests for games you want to see us play in the Fails At or the Complete series, let us know that. If you have any questions for my grandmother, you know, for Moment with Nate's grandma, ask her some questions.
Yeah.
And here's a little something I've been thinking about lately. You know, a lot of the bigger channels, you know, they utilize the new Google Plus system, you know, so they can continue to comment. If we gain enough of a following, I will enable the channel for that, so that way we can interact with you guys more directly. So if you want to see us interact more with you, you know, get your friends to subscribe to us.
Please do.
Because, you know, as of we're recording right now, we only have 42 subscribers, which, you know, I'm very grateful for. You know, 42 is better than none.
Yeah. I mean, 2 of them are me and my girlfriend, Natasha.
Yeah.
But
Case in point,
yeah.
you know, we want to do more. We
Yes.
want to keep you guys entertained. And that's...
Please, suggestions.
Yes, any sort of things you want us to do in these videos, or even new ideas we can do. I mean, we have some ideas cooking for this year.
Yep.
You know, we're slowly, you know, building up our equipment better. You know, we're coming up with new ideas. You know, anything you can think of, we want to do it. You know, give us your ideas. And, you know, we are YouTube partners, so we are getting paid for this stuff. So, you know, clicking the like button and subscribing really helps us out.
Yes.
And, you know, our advertisers will appreciate it too.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. So, like we've been saying, you know, like, subscribe, give us ideas, and I think that's it for this one.
Yeah. And, you know, just a little side note. I think what we're going to do, and then, you know, once the weather starts to warm up, I think what we'll do is when we get the actual time to spend in the garage, we'll have a moment with my dad. And
yeah, you never know. We might just pull that one off.
And another one. How to and how not to. And I'll just leave it at that, so you can ponder what we could do.
Yeah.
And how we can and cannot do it.
Right.
So, I'll leave it at that. Like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.